Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard. Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies versus the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Toast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. It's the longest running episodic podcast on the Blvd Bullies YouTube channel, and it is the most screen recorded and talked about thing in deathmatch wrestling today. I am your host, PK with the BLVD. And if you're wondering, I did pop Necro Butcher's commentary cherry. And I'm joined with the crew, the clique, the clan, the lads, the brothers in arms, the Blvd Bullies themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I give you the sole proprietor and owner of Ringside Relics, a man who is really... his phone's ringing off the hook about these managerial duties. Stephen Jury, eat your heart out. Ladies and gentlemen, the death match doctor, medical school certified. He'll superglue your ass shut. Ladies and gentlemen, Ringside Sean.
What's going on, babies? How do you guys like the new look? Is it good? Is it working for me?
I like the hat.
You look like Paulie.
Little dangerous living.
Now, guys, I don't want to have to remind you that we are in the midst of a truce. There is a Blvd Bullies Backyard Barbecue Bonanza 2 bongos on a balcony bloodbath bitch fight scheduled between Kit Osborne and Tarzan Duran. I am holding up the proceedings. I am still searching for a special guest referee. We will get into that later this evening. The second co-host, a man who drinks his boom boxes, beat boxes out of a mug, still ailing from 2 weeks ago. A man that I respect.
Disgusting.
With his neon-ass Band-Aids. Ladies and gentlemen, Bad Take Bry, Ginsburg July, the merch guy.
Hello, friends.
I believe it's July Ginsburg, Pat. I believe it's July Ginsburg.
Thank you.
Say it right,
Keeping
Pat.
up with
You
the
say
shtick.
it right.
Thank you. Thank you for remembering and keeping up with the shtick, Larry. And, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, this man owned a boat. This man is a CZW Hall of Famer. This man had the wherewithal, the intelligence, the fucking foresight to say, hey, you see those guys right there? They're the Blvd Bullies, and they're my new best fucking friends. My wrestling father, the voice of XPW. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry, the Long Dong Legend.
Larry.
You know, I was introduced by a drag queen on Saturday in Philly, and they as well announced to be as Larry the Legend. But much to this drag queen's credit, they didn't even know who I was until like a couple hours before the show. So thought it was just in good fun to go with it. But back in the day, I used to get really angry when people called me Larry the Legend. I used to like always go out of my way to correct them and be like, that does not flow.
It ruins the
It does not
alliteration.
flow. You know, it doesn't flow. That it's like a speed hump that really doesn't. And I was like, it doesn't matter as long as they know your name's Larry. Who gives a fuck?
Larry,
You
real quick, I
know?
want to just cut you off there. I think at this point in your career, I think you are literally Larry the Legend. You're an illustrious character in the world of professional
Well, I
wrestling.
don't know.
Look at that
I
goddamn
don't know.
Hall of Fame plaque behind you.
I don't know. I don't know, Sean. There's a guy that still lives called Larry Zabisco.
The living legend.
And on top of that, Larry that has claimed legend. There's the Boston Celtics, the greatest non-black basketball player in the history of the game, who is also affectionately called by several people from both Indiana and Boston as Larry the Legend. So I don't know, Sean. I think that maybe part of what stifled my career up until this point. You remember that little brief stint with ROH? I was Larry Mercer.
Yep.
You know, you're Larry Mercer. You know, I think that one of the things that stifled my career is people have been like, oh, well, if we put him up there, Zabisco's going to sue us. Or if we put him up there, the fucking Boston Celtics franchise is going to be like, nah, this motherfucker is a nappy-headed black bitch. He's not no legend named Larry. The only legend named Larry is Bird.
Well, with all due respect, I never seen a fucking big ass Larry Bird head with fucking that says "We come for Larry" on the back of it. But you do.
Well, Brian, you weren't watching the Celtics
Yeah, well,
in the
I
80s.
mean,
Was there a sign?
well,
I don't think there was.
That's part of that's part of the punk rock that is pro wrestling. Part of pro wrestling is if you know, you know. You know, Cornette kind of exposes himself by like not knowing about the CMLL guys or the New Japan guys and kind of like just being like, oh, fuck it. Who the fuck is this? You know, he kind of exposes himself as being like really narrow-minded and not as niche-y as the pro wrestling community at large has become. Niche, yeah, because wrestling ain't just down south Memphis. You know, it's Germany, Mexico, Japan, all over. Uganda.
Global.
Uganda.
Speaking of hot wrestling, Pat, what's on the table for discussion today?
Oh my God, you know, I was so excited to get all of this XPW stuff behind us. Yeah, sure. You know, you do one key bump to prepare yourself to do commentary with the Necro Butcher. All of a sudden, you're fucking Tony Montana. Tony Montana. You know, so whatever, fuck it. You know, we were riding high.
Ford's BMW.
We were riding high after the XPW show last week. You guys obviously showed up and showed out. And we have the footage. We have our own footage in our possession, but we're not going to release it yet because we don't want to stifle the replays, because every time we mention it, a few more replays are bought, you know? So we don't want to stifle that and get our footage out there, which, by the way, looks fucking great. Shout out Vinny Dudes.
Well, I also think it's a bigger part of the truth. I don't think we should touch any of those waters right now and, you know, boil that and we get back to where we were. I think we're doing just fine right now. So maybe I think waiting to premiere it, you know, maybe before the match.
Yeah, maybe before the match. And we are once again in the works with the Backyard Barbecue Bonanza 2, bongos on a balcony, BBBBB. With the alliteration. I mean, nobody can touch us as far as alliteration goes.
We got to reach out to the venue. And
you know, there were a lot of things happening in wrestling, but I'm kind of like, I'm feeling like a no notes type of just truce vibe tonight. After Tuesday night's show last week, I saw all these comments and all this talk, and I was like really thinking about it. I was saying to all you guys too in the chat, I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm going to come out here on Tuesday, flame these motherfuckers. I'm going to just talk about all the things and poke holes in all these fucking 4, 5, 6 paragraph posts. But you know, one thing that we have as bullies that the others don't have is that we lives. We have lives. So, on Wednesday after the show, Tuesday after the show, whatever, I was like, yo, next week, we're going to flame them. We're going to come out hot. We're going to do X, Y, and Z, whatever. Like, let's fucking just poke holes in all this bullshit. But then life just happened, and now I don't really care. I just want to hang out with y'all on the pod. And, whether it's 20, 25, 30, 10, 5 viewers.
We've
If we
had
had
4.
5 viewers,
Oh,
if
viewers.
we had 5, and this is directly
I thought you
in
said
response to
dollars.
Geezer's son. If
Dollars.
we had 5 viewers
Who's that?
hanging out with us personally, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 5, 9 people in a room hanging out, shooting the shit, smoking, drinking, chilling, shitting on wrestling. And that's more friends than you've ever had in your life. So shut the fuck up!
Facts.
Who's the fuck is that?
You know what I'm saying? You ever hang out with 9 people in a room that don't want to
Sean.
your throat when you open your mouth?
Yo.
Don't think so. That's why you're coming in here and chilling with us. Welcome. And shout out to all the members. Urka, Bren, Steve DeCasa, the bald one, the Godfather. We got Chase Orlock in the chat. And, conspicuous by their absence, Andy Lawler, John Richter. And I want to thank all you guys.
John Richter is not here?
For
Andy
sticking
is.
up. I want to thank all you guys for sticking up for us in the inevitable bullshit that followed us having a little bit of attention on the XPW show. And you guys know it. We spoke about it. We could have just been stupid fucking fans standing outside of a Wawa behind a dumpster hitting each other over the head with light tubes for our Instagram following of under 3,000.
Come here.
But we painstakingly did a thing. And Brian, Sean, Larry, let me flame off for a minute. I just want to thank you and once again respect and appreciate you guys for the work that we did at Look What You Made Me Do.
Yeah, we did it. We did that. As a matter of fact, when I was riding home with Ken Dixon and my friend Lamar, at one point Lamar was like, "You fucking did that." But I think he was talking about the entire day of doing the Pride show in the afternoon and then getting to the XPW show, embodying that as well. But yeah, we fucking did that.
That we did. That we most certainly did.
Sean and Brian, you guys are
Yeah.
like a week out. Obviously, you're both still in fucking full gimmick, and Brian's injured, and Sean is smug. But let's peel back the curtain, as so many like to say. How do you guys feel a few like 10 days, 12 days removed from our, big fucking moment that everybody wanted to shit on?
I feel
People
vigorous.
shit on us?
I feel vigorous. I feel unstoppable. I feel like a Sagittarius.
I've been in immense amounts of pain, and I'm happy that we were able to manifest and do what we do, but some things have to change, and that's all I'm
you
saying.
know what? I know I said I wasn't going to bring this up, but let's just get into a little deathmatch drama. We'll give them a little taste before we get into all the different wrestling stories, and we'll do a little AEW. We'll tease the flagship show. We'll do Larry's favorite part of the show. We'll read your comments. We'll do all the things. But I got to touch on a little piece of deathmatch drama because now I fired myself up, dude. I was talking about how I wasn't going to talk about it, and then I fired myself right the fuck
Now
up.
you're talking about it.
Now I'm talking.
You know what?
Yo, and
be right back.
I will leave this open to the chat, to the comments, to Larry, Brian, Sean. I'm just going to say this, dude, and I got a lot of thoughts that I'll shut the fuck up about until later.
Uh-huh.
But what the fuck is Slava's problem, dude? What
He
the
has it
fuck
out
is
for
this guy's
Brian.
problem?
Brian grinded his gears to the point where
Brian made him.
I think that it has nothing. It has little to do with me, and it has more to do with his relationship with Rob himself. And he's just sad that he's not involved anymore, and he takes it out on me.
True. I thought that was true until I saw his relentless and he
it digs
hasn't
at you and
always
what you
commented
post.
about us, But I think that after we did our deal, he was like, he has something to say about everything now. Like, our thing activated him. So not only did he type 4 to 5 paragraphs up across 3 or 4 different posts about how miserable we are and how we're clout chasers, but like I think we activated him to try to be more, vocal in the community.
Dude, the whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. The man makes porno with girls that tattoo each other's assholes and vomit into each other's mouths.
Amazing.
And he's mad at me for being offensive. And it's not his kind of it's not his like what he likes and what he thinks is good. So he distanced himself from the company. But he makes crazy shit for the alternative group. It's all very strange, it has to do with his personal relationship that he loved XPW so much, and now he is just not there, so he has to be mad about it.
Well, and
but everything. Sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
Well, no, Sean, I want to know what you think, but it's like I think we all would agree that show that we were at with him after he appeared on our pod. We all held him in the highest regard of respect. Like, oh, okay, this guy doesn't need to be doing this, but he's spending his time for the love of the game. Like, God bless, I salute, type of thing. And like, nothing we did severed that relationship. And it just happens to be timing. So like, he's not on the show. Now he sees Brian Sean on the show. And he's got some fucking like clout chasing shit to say, but need I not remind everybody that he begged to be on this show. He begged us, Brian.
Adamant.
Right.
I mean,
because
I wanted him on the show too.
And he was a cool guy. And my girl at the time didn't want she was all uptight. She didn't want like a porn photographer or Cat Martini or anybody on the show. So, I made a choice, and we wound up putting him on the show so that he could come on the show and complain and bury and fucking slut shame the one, supposedly the one girl that he ever hooked up with in the industry, the one girl he ever dated. He fucking buried Misha Montana for upgrading from him to Matt Riddle, which I think we all can agree is fine. So he couldn't wait to come on this show. He couldn't wait to suss out. And, you're right. We can't rock 30 viewers. We're nothing. The haters make us something. We're happy to chill and chat with our friends and the people who get it. We never asked to do a seg. We never asked for a job. The thirsty ones come to us. Yo, don't ever fucking confuse it. Sean, am I bugging?
No, not at all. Not one bit.
So the thirsty ones come to us. We never said we have clout. The people who don't know how to measure clout think we do. We don't. So this guy, AVN award winner 2 times, fucking has a whole empire of shit so far above what we do that it was like a shock. And even still, we didn't want to have him on the show. And he begged. Stop me, by the way, if I'm fucking bullshitting.
Speaking the facts.
And he begged because he couldn't wait to tell the 40 fucking people that are active in Deathmatch Elite how much of a whore Misha Montana is. Well, you know what? Guess what? New Bullies shirt. We're Misha Montana guys, dude. We're Matt Riddle guys. Yo,
speaking of Matt Riddle,
both Matt Riddle and Slava will come to your birthday party and shoot photos and fucking perform. The only difference is that Slava will talk shit about it. Matt Riddle will just be cool. Jump in the pool. Am I bugging?
Pool, jump in the pool. He wrestled Matt Justice this weekend, right?
This, dude?
And a special needs birthday party.
Up. Thanks for the Tinder photos. And shut the fuck up. We did not oust you from your shit. You had a thing that happened, which, by the way,
Tinder photos.
We helped you and aided you with your fucking shit talking your bullshit. And God bless Larry for not being here. Smart. And we gave him a platform. Before he decided he wanted to be a voice in the fucking message boards, we gave him the platform. And now his voice is activated like, oh, fuck Rob, fuck these guys. I can't believe that they traded an AVN award-winning photographer for Brian and Sean doing an angle in the ring. Yo, what you do not know can fill a fucking book. Am I wrong?
Nope. I mean, listen, Brian has done some offensive, crude, just like out of the box stuff. But I think that's what makes Brian Brian. And I think there's people out there doing 100 times worse with their time.
Yo, and dude, just in time, and you know what? Nobody who hates on us will ever fucking realize this, but just as Joe fucking Baszler got heat and made Deathmatch Elite headlines, and by the way, I mean headlines by 50 people fucking reading it, right? 10,000 members, brother, 50 people participate. So Joe Baszler bashes himself on the head with a tube. Everybody flips out, right? He makes the worst designed t-shirt that's ever been released in the history of fucking t-shirts. And he's like, I'm going to fucking trigger. I'm going to do it. First of all, you're welcome for that path. Because that path of mindset that you're feeling is subliminally already been fucking put in you by the Blvd Bullies. Number one.
Facts.
Number two, when we... And by the way, we originally had a sponsored match for Look What You Made Me Do. And once the sponsored match fell through, out of respect to XPW and the business, we pulled off. And who fucking begged Tony Montana and his fucking Scarface crew to do an apology angle anyway? I won't say the name. And what did we do? In 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes on fucking pay-per-view, we made a complete mockery out of fans busting tubes over their head. But because y'all are stupid, you lumped it in with the Joe Baszler thing. And you couldn't read between the lines. And Slava, yo, go back to just being a successful fucking dude and stop trying to analyze what we're fucking doing. Because once again, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, you're a fucking idiot. And you're welcome for the therapy session, the free Blvd Bullies therapy session. And you know what, guys? Before we release our footage, which is, by the way, 10 times better than anything you'll see on IWTV or Extreme XPW, before we release our footage, I'm going to cut the interview of just us and Slava. And I'm going to put that on our YouTube, just the uncut interview. And then we can talk about that for 3 months. And let me make sure that you know I'm not going to be fucking watching. I'm going to read the first sentence, see what your vibe is, delete it, go on with my life. I keep worrying about Blvd Bullies. Brian, Sean, Larry, do you think that I'm in a manic state right now? Do you think I need an intervention?
No, I love this.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Because I'm
I
open
didn't
to
know
going to
Slava- I
prison
didn't
for
know
90
Slava
days.
was giving us shit.
90-day prison?
You want to go 90 day?
Shut the fuck up. You're welcome for the blueprint. And don't fucking worry about what we're doing. Hey, you guys ready for a great show today? What's going on?
Hey.
Hell yeah.
What you got there, Larry?
I don't know what his name is yet. Cat wants me to name him Bone Thug.
Now,
Bone
usually the Larry Cat
Need
update
harmony.
is, designated for the Thursday flagship show. But Larry, I will open the doors right now, just as a palate cleanser, after I yelled. And thank you guys for your patience.
Of course.
I'm a
Could you
patient
give us
person.
an
I'm a
update?
patient Jew.
Here we go.
Can you give us a cat update?
Yeah, well, I took this little guy's mom to be spayed this morning to do my Price is Right duty so that she won't have any more little black bastard children. So yeah, And everyone's adjusting. Well, his sister, the little girl, who's like deathly afraid of me, she still doesn't understand, humans except for when I'm feeding her. She has finally started to come up to my feet and purr next to him when I come into the room. So everything's going good.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
But I still haven't decided on a name. I feel that cats need to develop a name, not so much as like be just given one. I'm kind of mystic that way. So I'm trying to like see his personality and see which way the winds blow to name him. But he loves destroying my hand, as most kittens do. He loves disemboweling my hand. You know, Brian, what I'm talking about when they grab the top of your hand. And they kick the bottom of your wrist with their fucking little bottom feet and cut you the fuck up. He loves doing that. So
Kruger, name him Kruger.
See, this is how a cat's name is developed. You get. I was thinking Nikki and Bree because they're they're twins. They're black. They're black.
Black Bellas.
Yeah, the black Bellas, Nikki and Bree.
Kruger's fire.
I like that too, Sean. He does know how to use these well, but yeah, they're well. He likes attention. Sometimes he jumps up on the bed that's adjacent to me and like crawls around, and that's how I know he wants to be held and played with.
For those of you following at home, Larry basically, there was a litter of kittens outside of his home.
Bro, that's what's happening to
mom's home.
Bro, that's about to happen to me over here.
And Larry said, you know what? There are too many kittens and not enough teats. Let me be your...
Yes! Yeah, I just scared the cat going off.
You scared
Yes.
Shh, shh. So Larry's a pussy philanthropist.
Yeah. I
took him
like these little... I like these little... I snatched them up. So I was trying to find homes for all 5 of them. And then in trying to do that, I ended up nabbing the 2 black ones. Hey, what are you doing? I ended up nabbing the 2 black ones, and I had homes for them at first, but then I just got attached. You know how it is. You just you're my baby, so they're mine now. And Cat Martini also encouraged me. She was like, "Oh no, black cats are very special, and they don't come to everybody."
By the way, I want to shout out. I want to shout out Cat Martini, whose birthday is in less than a week.
That's right.
And Cat Martini and I are dear friends. We share Limp Bizkit memes and anything else that's pertinent. And she said, "What are you getting me for my birthday?" And I said, "Maybe I'll get you an exclusive piece of Blvd Bullies merch, just like I'm going to print Larry the exclusive Vince McMahon Dolly tank top." And Cat Martini said to me, "Maybe just get me something off my Amazon wish list."
Yo, Cat's birthday is in less than a week. I thought it was like the 21st.
It might be in 10 days. It might be in 10 days. It's no more than 10 days.
Okay.
Also, I know that we're past the point that Juan the driver will watch the show. But I want to shout out Juan the driver, who last week, Larry, when we got into our off the script argument, and I told you, hey, I'm just going to make it unlisted. Juan the driver, the next day, he said he came in and he was watching the show, and it all of a sudden cut out. So Juan was watching right as you and I were arguing, and I said, all right, I'll make it unlisted. So Juan's feed just completely shut out.
Wow.
God, I advised against that. I didn't want the show to be unlisted.
That always jumps to unlisting things right away.
And I just also want to shout out
hot and heavy.
The best employee.
Shout out Juan.
Shout out Juan the driver, and shout out Metaxia, who is the 19-year-old girl who, she's just one of us. She's got the Bullies vibes in her soul.
Who that?
Sounds like a wrestler.
Oh, she's going to make every male wrestler in the world miserable at one day. And I'm happy to take her under my wing and teach her the ways of serpentry. So shout out to you.
Like Mick Foley did to Tara Zapp.
Oh, stop it. Larry, how dare you, Larry? That is completely unfounded rumor and innuendo and bullshit, Larry.
Yo, happy birthday to Brett the Hitman Hart, the best
Word.
there was, the best there ever will be on July the 2nd. Happy birthday, Brett.
67 years old.
Did you see that Dax Harwood had a birthday and he had Bret Hart and Edge hanging out in his like basement?
That's pretty
Did
dope.
you see
right?
this?
That was dope. I would've
Yeah, it was
marked
dope
out.
if you're in 10th grade.
Shut up. You telling me if Brett shouldn't show up? to
Hey,
your
Brett,
basement,
come
would it
over
be
here.
aight?
It's my birthday. Come over here and take a photo of
60-year-old
me
Bret
and my
Hart.
standee of you.
Sure. You laying down there reminds me of somebody. His
Hey, you
name
know who
is Bill
sucks? Goldberg.
Goldberg.
I love
Hey,
Bret
thanks for
Hart
the-
so much
thanks for
because
the
he
joint and the
shares
shot of tequila.
a hatred for Goldberg with me.
Wait, say that again, Brian. I'm sorry.
I love Bret Hart so much now because of our hatred that we share for Goldberg.
You don't like Goldberg?
No, I fucking hate him
Why?
because he sucks.
That's
I
not
think
nice.
I think Goldberg is the worst Jew, bottom of the barrel.
Oh, God.
How dare you, Brian?
As far as
The
Jews
worst
go, he's like the
Jew?
worst.
I love Goldberg.
Where do you rank Maxwell? After
Maxwell's
this
top
weekend?
tier. As a top tier.
Top tier Jew?
Oh yeah.
He wins with a
Match.
brain buster. Very old school.
So, Brian, give me your give me your Mount Rushmore of Jews.
Of wrestling Jews?
No, just all-time Jews.
Oh,
All-time
that's
Jews.
so hard. That's like on the spot.
Well, they're wrestling Jews.
Yeah, because you
Brian.
probably don't even
I'm
know
talking- you're wrestling
who's
Jews.
Jewish.
Well, I know who's Jewish.
Can I
Goddamn.
say my number one?
Go for it.
Okay, go ahead,
Who
Sean.
do you think it is?
I think you're going to say Larry David or Seinfeld.
My favorite wrestling Jew. I thought you said wrestling Jew.
No, we didn't
Well,
say
I said
wrestling Jew.
wrestling Jew. I
Give
said
me
wrestling
both.
Jew.
Give me wrestling Jew and all-time Jew.
All-time favorite Jew is Jerry Seinfeld, 100%.
Yeah, okay,
but my
all right.
favorite
I feel like that's
wrestling
the top
Jew,
of many lists.
my very favorite wrestling Jew is Barry Horowitz, Smack Your Back. Remember that?
Wow, over
Good
MJF,
choice.
huh?
Hell yeah. You don't remember him in 95? You don't remember him in the 95 Survivor
Picasso
Series?
says,
No, you
if
remember
Brian
Barry.
don't say
I was
Einstein,
there.
I riot.
Well, I'm
if
gonna
you
I'm
think
gonna
that
give you
Brian
my
is gonna say
Rushmore.
Einstein, you're bugging, dude.
I would no. I'm not saying Einstein. I'm gonna give you my Rushmore of wrestling Jews,
No, well, you,
and it's
all right,
going to
Rushmore of
be
wrestling Jews.
MJF,
Uh-huh.
Paul Heyman,
Uh-huh.
All right.
Homeless Jimmy.
Okay, all right. He's struggling.
Yeah,
He's struggling.
I'm sure.
Barry
I
Horowitz.
can't-
Barry Horowitz.
Barry
Barry
Horowitz.
Horowitz.
There's
You don't even know who's Barry Horowitz.
You don't even
No.
know, Brian.
I have a concussion.
Larry, give me your top wrestling Jews in any order, any number.
Paulie Dangerously.
Probably number one. And he's much like Brian, where he'll always remind you.
That's what we do.
Do we have confirmation that Glenn Jacobs Kane is of Jewish
Oh
faith?
no,
there's no
Logan
way,
Stein
there's
is
no
saying in
way.
chat, upset
The
nobody said
Knoxville,
Raven.
Tennessee.
Wow, Ravens are Jews.
Ravens
See, I
are
didn't
Jew?
know that. I didn't know that.
Makes sense. There's a bunch of synagogues right off the Bowery.
That's where he attends.
What about me? What about
Raven?
Raven?
So do we have a confirmation on Kane or?
No, Kane is definitely not a Jew.
Larry, I think Kane
Kane
might
is
be the
definitely
least
Christian.
Jewish person
I
that's
think
ever
he
existed.
Kane is
probably
definitely
hates
Christian.
Jews. He probably hates Jews.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
he does
he's
not.
like he's more
I'm just
on
saying
the
it's possible.
he's more on the you know.
He hates abortions. He's against those.
Well, I mean, that's not.
Those are his political views. That's not his.
Jews are political.
Yo, I'm a little fired up. Are we done with this?
Yeah. What else do you want to talk
I
about?
want to
You're
talk
fired up.
about some other things that happened this week. While
you
we
want- what's
were, running our game at XPW, there were other shows that went on that we didn't
A
talk
few.
about last week because last week was kind of like the wedding episode, you know? Last week we kind of just talk about what we're doing, what we're all about. But
Word.
last week, while we were doing our thing, XBW ran, right? And what else ran, Bri?
There was it was H2O's 8 fucking years.
There was
There was
I don't think you guys
All
know
right, so
what
fuck
it's
it.
like
Let's
to
talk.
be
Let's talk about
concussed.
the outside outdoor XBW show. The main clip that we didn't talk about last week is the one dude lighting the other dude on fire, just completely his entire body. Brian,
North
can you walk me
Korean
through that?
assassin.
Can you tell me what happened there? I mean, we
Well,
should probably
yeah.
cover it.
It was one Shadow WX was wrestling the North Korean assassin. And
Sounds
he
like a
was-
G.I. Joe toy.
right. He looks. I mean, he has a whole gimmick, and I think the North Korean assassin is pretty dope. But that's besides the point. Shadow WX was doing a something that he does often. He does the fire spot, and he blew a fireball at the North Korean assassin, and it proceeds to completely engulf his shirt in
Wow.
flames. And instead of stop, dropping, and rolling, the North Korean assassin runs around the ring.
The North Korean assassin then ran around the ring.
He ran around, making which fanned the flames and which made them bigger, obviously, and was just a terrible thing to watch. And then Shadow WX is just watching the whole thing go down, staying completely in character.
Because he could get on fire himself if he has the liquid on him.
Yo,
Well, right.
Sean,
Well,
where do you rank this dude getting completely and you know what I thought about it too?
What?
It's like Shadow WX is like an older guy. He's been in the game for years. He done made him an animal, wrote him a step-by-step, a booklet, a manual. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, I felt, and he was just wrestling like a yarder, basically.
Yeah.
And I felt the same way, and I don't mean to call Dr. Redacted a yarder, but I felt the same way when I was watching Masada take over against Dr. Redacted, where it's like, every hit, everything I do is just showing to you and everyone else and your family and your distant relatives how little I respect you as a human being. Like, just seeing the way that Masada would lay... And Masada does this to everybody. It's not even against Dr. Redacted. But, yo, he just lays it in like he don't give a fuck if you live or die. No matter who you are. And the less over and respected you are, the more in danger you are of that happening to you. And I feel like this guy, Shadow WX, been in the game for years, done made me an animal. He was like, nah, you know what? I'm going to blow it directly on this motherfucker. Who the fuck is this guy?
Do you think
If it was a respected, if it was Drake, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sean, but if it was a respected, maybe the angle would have been a little bit higher. Like the right
Why
way.
would he have worn a shirt?
He's not proud of his body, Brian. He's not proud of his body.
I get it, but like, what did you think was good? Like, I'm just confused to what everybody thought was going to happen. Like, it's a loose.
Well, much like
it's like a loose
Masada,
fucking piece of cloth on the man's body.
He thought he was pouring a bottle of water over his head. It was just a bottle of pure gasoline.
No,
that was Drake.
Wild.
Drake thought he was drinking a bottle of water in the backstage area, but it was actually a bottle of Masada's kerosene.
Hey, how about this? After that show, and fuck these dudes who lit each other on fire. We're moving on. After this show, Drake Younger posted on Facebook. He posted on QAnon Facebook that Jimmy Lloyd was the greatest wrestler that he's ever shared the ring with in his entire fucking life. P.S. Parentheses, I got my family back. End parentheses. Did you see this? Brian, you must have seen this.
I did. I saw it. Didn't he share the ring with like John Cena and fucking The Rock?
On a competitive level.
Oh, on a competitive level, I guess.
Oh, he did. I don't think he clarified, dude. I think he just said shared the ring with.
You know what he means. Dancing with, shared the floor with, tangled with. There's some salsa, some bachata.
Is Jimmy Lloyd doing things like
He's the broski.
Jimmy Lloyd is a student of the game. I think that dude thrives off of learning every time he walks through the ropes. And he carries everything he learned in the last match into his next match. And he always leaves with something, which is why he's in the position he is right now, standing alongside Cardona. working with him with that broski Jimmy
you know
shit.
what?
It works.
Come
The
on.
dude is smart. He could wrestle.
The Jimmy Lloyd Broski character is a credit to Cardona. It's not a credit to Jimmy.
It is a credit to
No,
Jimmy
it's
because
not.
he could have chosen
It's really
he
a
could have
credit to
chose
Boulevard
somebody
Bullies.
else.
It's a credit to Boulevard Bullies because Boulevard
Here
Bullies
we go.
recognized that Jimmy Lloyd was hilarious. And Boulevard Bullies recognized that the one person that should be teaming with Matt Cardona is Jimmy Lloyd. I mean, that's Boulevard Bullies 101, dude. Who's going to be Matt Cardona's protege? Jimmy Lloyd. Come on, dude.
It's a different
You're
boy.
fucking with a different bro. Larry,
Bro.
weigh in here. Reel me back in, Larry. Give me some logic. You rugby fuck.
Jimmy is one of three of the last front row fans at CZW back in 2300 Arena that crossed
Transition.
the guardrail and did something. And the other two are Tremont and Schlack. That's good company. And I think that Jimmy kind of gets the rub of the fact that Schlack, Tremont, and Lloyd are the last of the Arena kids.
All right, I think that Schlack could have worked as Cardona's, fourth. Schlack could have worked. It would have been a completely different story, but the hilarity that is in the brain of Matt Cardona, I believe that he could have made Schlack work. But if I was Cardona, the first person that I would zero in on for that role is Jimmy fucking Lloyd, dude. And it's not because he's the greatest wrestler that Drake Younger's ever shared the ring with. That's the last reason, dude. Sean?
You can depend on him. He is like Rad Radford to the Body Donnas. He's somebody that you could put alongside them and they're going to deliver on the same level that you're putting out. The Body Donnas had Bruce Pritchard in it and Chris Candido. Candido was learning under Pritchard. The thing what they're doing with Cardona and Jimmy Lloyd is kind of in the sense of, all right, you got it. Now it's time to actually do something with it.
Nah, but dude, Jimmy Lloyd's future in this storyline. First of all,
It's infinite. He can do whatever he wants.
Right now, wearing the long pant, short pant as the original Cardona,
Fire.
He's more over than he's ever gonna be. And when he
fire
finally turns on Cardona, that'll be dope. And maybe he even hits him with the fucking Dude Buster or whatever the fuck, right?
Rough Rider.
But Jimmy Lloyd is, and I fucking love Jimmy, and I love Buka Man, the man who wrote his theme music. I was on Jimmy before anybody else was on Jimmy. Don't mistake. But, like, his height is this. He's Call 1, dude. He's Call 1. Jimmy Lloyd is Call 1. If you're looking at the big picture, and God bless Matt Cardona for realizing that I want to make Call 1 my, like, storyline, and Jimmy will turn on him, and it'll be dope, and he'll get a big pop or whatever. But, yo, like, Jimmy ain't Mance. Jimmy ain't, you know what I mean? Jimmy's Jimmy. He's just a different boy. He's Barry Horowitz at the very best. Am I bugging?
Sean's favorite Jew.
I call them Rad Radford.
I mean, I guess the reason that I bring up he's the last of the Arena kids
at the
is
very
because,
best,
like,
Jimmy's Mikey Whipwreck. How about that? Go ahead, Larry.
I bring up the fact that he's the last of the Arena kids, and I bring him up in that vein of the other two wrestlers because what Jimmy Lloyd actually is like the amalgamation of Brain Damage, Danny Havoc, Nate Hatred,
but dude,
Toby Klein,
that makes me
like all of these
sick, dude.
legends out of the ashes of ECW.
At the very best, he's a school shooter, dude. Yo, like Jimmy Lloyd should not be hitting Brain Damage's moves just because he watched Brain Damage when he was 5, which was a very unhealthy time to watch that. Like, Jimmy Lloyd's finisher should not be like a middle rope tombstone.
He's actually a lot better. He's a lot better than Brain Damage, but not because he's like doing only Brain Damage's moves. I mentioned a lot of names. And there's a lot of other names that I didn't mention that Jimmy Lloyd also absorbed while he was in the front row of every fucking CZW show.
Yeah, but so is
South
Matt
Philadelphia.
Tremont. Doesn't mean that Matt Tremont does every move of every deathmatch guy he's ever fucking watched. Matt Tremont has a fucking specific like vision and character, and Jimmy Lloyd is just Caw. It's like in SmackDown versus Raw 2007, where you can make your running grapple the spear.
Yeah, but that's fun to do. It's fun to make that call.
Yeah, but what
do
I'm
that.
saying
So
is that
Jimmy
Matt
wrestlers like
Cardona
the call
saved
wrestler.
him by being like, "That's hilarious. Come with me," because the future beyond Matt is just, you know what I mean? Like, it's like his weak grapple is a tombstone. You know what I'm saying? Like he is his power.
He's also a part of that era where like moves like that were just thrown into a match and it's fast paced and hard hitting,
Like
and that's
Young
just
Bucky,
a move
like
that's
Young
in the
Bucky.
repertoire. That's just part of the
So
repertoire. But
so you guys
he is,
agree I'm bugging. Now I am wrong. I'm bugging about.
but
Jimmy.
but it also falls into you really not watching the product. You've also said that you don't really watch the product like that. So,
All right,
but like,
fair.
if you see like GCW like now compared to like when you were watching it, like Jimmy is really the king of the scramble. Every major show is open with a scramble. So like, but hear me out. Those guys and girls, when they work that pace match, is not. You're not going 5 minutes, grapple, hold, rope, shoulder tackle.
All I need to know.
You're not
all
doing
I need
that.
to know.
So like, those are the moves you got to do to stand out. He's not that
all
tall.
I need to know is I could develop all of their roles within the company based on what Ringside Relics cards look like. Okay? And King of the Scramble is a nice card. And that's where it ends to me. And and once again, I love Jimmy, dude. Jimmy's my guy, dude. I hosted 2 of his birthday parties.
What'd you bring?
Whatever. Fuck off. Fuck you guys, man.
What did I say, dude?
Larry, what else is going on, Larry?
Lots of shit. Fucking Forbidden Door. Lio Rush got hurt.
No way. What happened to him?
What's his name? Takeshita?
Takeshita, yeah.
Takeshita?
Yeah.
He powerbombed him. He gave him the last ride style powerbomb into a ladder that was like in the corner.
Ooh.
And Leo, he's gonna do the fucking straight up. I'm frozen. I'm like paralyzed from this shit cell. I don't think he made it out of that match in one piece. And if I would pinpoint exactly where the injury occurred, it was from the Takeshita last ride powerbomb into like a propped up ladder in the corner.
Damn. Takeshita also did like a Blue Thunder off the apron to somebody, didn't he? Off into 2 tables?
Well, I saw also that Dante Martin and his contract manager, Lio Rush, they were at the top of the ladder at the same time.
Yeah.
They could have done it, but Dante Martin, he didn't listen. He didn't listen to Leo. So they
that
fought.
happened right before Takeshita powerbombed them. Yeah, they were, because these matches are like big move, big move, big move. Everybody lays out, 2 guys go, another guy comes in. You know what I mean? Until finally that other guy who comes in gets it. We know this match. So at one point, Dante and Leo were the ones that were ascending, and Takeshita came in and fucked them both. But Leo's not doing Beyond. There was an American Rana this weekend up there in Mass. Dijak will probably be there. I would be surprised if Dijak is at least there. Maybe not
booked.
working, but at least there.
He has a match and everything already.
Yeah, and it's questionable if Leo will do the 2 CZW shows July 6th and 7th down here in Baltimore. So that is going on.
So who was the mystery opponent in the ladder match? Was it Takeshita? I feel like we were sure it was going to be Rico.
Wabe.
Yeah, we were thinking it was going to be Rico. But
so
no,
Dijak appeared on the Indies before Rick.
Yep.
He also was he on Battleground? That
right, he interrupted Outlaw Hall of Famer CPA won, I guess, the Battleground Scramble Championship or some fucking shit, right? And then, just like I called it on our flagship show on Thursday, there was a guy with a mask with a long leather jacket who was definitely Dijak. And Dijak interrupted, Larry, get this, dude. Dijak interrupted CPA's championship victory.
For
Sean, you
Outlaw?
know CPA.
For Outlaw?
Certified. Yeah, I know CPA.
Yeah, the
Nah, not
fucking
for
accountant
Outlaw, no.
bitch.
I just remember CPA from the quarantine.
This
love
was at
line.
Beyond.
I remember you
Beyond.
did a CPA episode.
And we shaved his head at Outlaw.
That's the match is Dijak versus CPA for the championship.
Right, so Dijak made his fucking indie debut spooking out CPA with his Terminator 1 fucking jacket.
Terminator 1 jacket. Sarah
Dijakinator.
Wow.
So wait, was Takeshita the mystery guy in that ladder thing?
Well, who won the match?
Well, it was Jack Perry, which we all knew it was going to be.
The Jungle Man.
The Jungle Boy turned man.
Did you guys see that Julius and Brutus Creed are announced for fucking Bloodsport in Brooklyn at the end of this month, July 28th? So far
Wow.
they have Shayna Baszler's returning for Bloodsport, and now they also added Julius and Brutus Creed, the Creed brothers.
I don't even
Wow.
know who that is.
You gotta watch Raw.
Yo, I'll tell you this: the one thing that I trust, the one man I trust,
Josh Barnett.
yep, is the man who I sang Every Time I Die with. Behind the drums at fucking Tid the Season 2019. Josh Barnett.
Did you guys also see that he hosted Bloodsport events in Japan recently, and one of the set opponents was Rampage Jackson?
Sure.
I did see that.
Did you guys see that?
I saw that he was doing it. I saw Bloodsport was happening in Japan.
Yeah, Moxley fought out there. I don't remember who he fought, but
Moxley
he
looked
fought
bloody
out
as
there.
fuck.
He was bloody as fuck. But then I
Um,
also see that Rampage Jackson was on the card, and it's funny to see him there because he once had a stint in professional wrestling with Impact. I believe he was part of the Main Event Mafia. So interesting to see him back in the fold, and what could quite possibly
was
be the future.
Was the mystery guy Phantasmo, Sean? Phantasmo?
For the ladder match?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Who is that?
I think Phantasmo was the one that went to the table that Takeshita
But who
put
is
through.
that guy?
From
Who is
AAA.
Phantasmo? I don't even know who that is.
I think from AAA or CMLL. 100%. Yeah, I've heard of him before. El Fantasmo.
Sorry for cutting you off, but I was going through all the guys in the ladder match, and I was like, "Yo, who was the mystery guy?" And that's indicative of kind of the booking, I guess, of Forbidden Door. It's supposed to be like a bunch of who's who. Check out these guys you didn't even know were major stars in our thing with our stars,
Yo, but I'm just saying that I love and trust Josh. I just feel like he has the utmost respect and love in a deeply Sekiro Japanese way, where honor matters. I feel like Josh Barnett would rather stab himself in the heart than break the honor of both wrestling and MMA. So if Josh Barnett decides that Brett Lauderdale is the key, whatever Josh Barnett decides, I'm okay with, because I sang E-Tid with Josh Barnett.
I don't think it's about having the key. I think it's about sharing the same vision for what could possibly be.
Well, and wouldn't you agree, though, that once Riddle got signed, Matt Riddle's Bloodsport became Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, but you'd think it seems like he's running with it in a way that he really cares about it, rather than a guy who just wants to put his name on it. You know what I mean? He really cares. It seems I don't know if it's kayfabe or not, but it seems like he picks the people and talks to the people and really cares. So I don't know. I just the dude meditates. He fucks with Nishi and shit. Like, this
Well,
is
listen,
a knowledgeable man, and I fuck heavily with Josh Barnett. I fuck heavily with Josh Barnett, even if he does think Brett Lauderdale's cool.
He dipped his toes in an old school sport, and he is living in the wrong time because he should have been in Japan back in '95 doing shit with Vader when this was at the height of its, you know what I'm saying? Of its run. But now I think he's able to take that feel and that drive and put it into what we see today, which is Bloodsport. And it's dope to see. When's the last time we seen anything like that? That wasn't brawl for all. You know what I'm saying? Where you're quiet and the crowd is very much like in Japan, where you're giving them the respect because the athleticism that they're displaying on the canvas is not professional wrestling. They're grappling. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
Larry, didn't you ring announce Bloodsport 1?
Yeah.
Matt Riddle's Bloodsport, Suzuki versus Riddle.
That was Tampa, right?
Yeah. No.
No?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Canada.
New Orleans.
And then I love this fact of my career. My last ever GCW show ever was when Brett could not find an announcer for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 2 in Atlantic City. And from what I understand, he asked Rich Palladino, he asked David Adams, he asked MLJ, he asked everybody. And finally, when he had to, he asked me to please come announce Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 2 in Atlantic City. And I did, and I never worked for GCW again.
And that
one was Barnett. That was Barnett versus Dickinson in the main event. Barnett versus Dickinson, the main event of my last GCW show in Atlantic City. So yeah, I don't think that Josh Barnett has anything to do with Bloodsport at all, besides being the Joey Janela of the spring break, the Matt Riddle of the Bloodsport, the Josh Barnett of the Bloodsport. Like, it's way more major than like, oh, let's let this guy, because they're a polarizing figure, like, make the matches. It's Brett's shit.
Genuinely feel like they have a footing with it, and it's a very creative process. I feel like.
You know what?
I wonder why Riddle hasn't taken it back over. Now that Riddle's not signed,
I'll tell you this.
Shouldn't Riddle like come back and be like, "Yo, bitch, this is not your shit. You just did this while I was over there. Give me my shit back."
Well, fuck Brett Lauderdale and fuck Josh Barnett and fuck Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle wrestled not only a birthday party,
special needs birthday party,
but also he wrestled a special needs Circle 6 show. So, Brian, did you watch any of this? Were you in the chat getting hate?
I watched him. Who? Listen to who?
Larry, do you not understand?
Shit.
Larry.
I want to know about the special needs. I want to know about the.
It was a birthday. It was a birthday.
What?
It was there was a special needs birthday party, and looked at like it was a very nice, very nice residence.
It was a special needs birthday party for a billionaire backer, and Matt Riddle wrestled Matt Justice.
It was a specific wrestling company that did the event at this party.
Wait. The Matt Riddle, Matt Justice thing took place at a special needs birthday?
It was a special needs.
No.
That was
Circle
6.
6.
It's like the biggest special needs wrestling promotion that exists right now, dude.
No, Larry.
Because they have tax forms. They have tax forms. Because everybody they get to wrestle is special needs.
2 separate matches.
Oh.
One at Circle 6.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong. Larry, I'm wrong. I fucked it up. I thought that the special needs thing was Circle 6, but I was mistaken.
But they did it again. They did it at the park.
Brian,
basically, they did a custom. They did a live custom
Well, no, there was. I think
Yeah,
it was a
I'm all
wrestling.
messed up.
There was a There was a wrestling ring, and the it must have been. I'll tell you right now the name of the company. It was a wrestling company that went to this person's house,
Oh
and they
man.
threw a show for
Are
a
you
birthday
talking about
party,
Circle
and Matt
6?
Riddle came. Oh Jesus Christ! No,
No.
No. Okay.
So
okay.
listen,
okay.
hold
So
on.
talk about
Everybody
I
shut
don't give
up.
a shit.
Sean,
Riddle,
please. Sean, please.
why is
Riddle,
it so
I
confusing?
don't
Riddle.
give a fuck about it.
Well,
I
there's
was
just
like,
so many
very-
special
what?
needs
Very
persons
busy
out there. I
weekend.
can't keep track.
Riddle had a busy weekend. Not only was he booked with Circle 6 where he fought Matt Justice, but he also served as the special guest for a professional wrestling match at a birthday party at a house that looked very much like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion. That's what
Uncle
Brian was
Phil.
trying to
Uncle
say.
Phil's
They had a
house.
very big pool there. They had a wrestling ring. There was family present, and there was a match. A match was had at a birthday party, and it just so happens that it may have been for a person who has special needs. So shout out to Matt Riddle for taking the time out of his busy weekend to serve as a special guest for a birthday party.
Matt Riddle is getting paid. That's why he doesn't give a fuck about the blood.
Bruh.
Did we
Yeah, he's
watch
chilling right
Matt
now.
Riddle versus Matt Justice? The Battle
How
of
was
the
that?
Mats.
How was that, Brian?
I just saw clips of it.
Where is it available on YouTube?
I think it's on YouTube.
I'll check it out.
Oh my god, my cats are going crazy. Did Justice get cute?
Justice is always. He's a cute guy.
Well, did he try to get cute with Riddle?
In what way?
By the way, yeah, I'm fried. How dare you, dude? I am trying to. Okay, I'm sorry you didn't understand the joke. I'm sorry that you didn't understand the joke. That Circle 6 with the billionaire backer is just the same as a billionaire backer throwing a birthday bash. I'm sorry that you didn't understand that joke. And I tried to like throw that to you guys, the viewers.
They had like a Billy Madison graduation party to the next grade. There you go.
The
okay?
price is
and the
yours,
blob was there.
bitch.
What's his name?
I get it.
I'm sorry
But
that
Brian
you guys can't
is
keep
like,
up, dude.
Brian is being like, no, Pat, stop trying to make a joke of the news. There were actually two things that happened. One of them was Cuckold 6, and one of them was the custom.
Right.
Poor Brian. Look at him.
I've been there where you are, Brian, where you're like, no, Pat, you're not going to make this.
Because I was trying to. It's a special needs birthday party. I'm not trying to make fun of the special needs birthday party. It was a nice thing that he did. I was trying to make it a nice thing, and Pat's making it a funny joke.
And
I understood it.
Doctor.
I understood what you were saying. I understood you.
Look at Brian.
Alan Bongino is back.
Who's that?
You don't remember Alan?
The guy that was
Larry's favorite guy in Deathmatch Elite, dude.
The guy who knows details.
Yeah, the guy was like,
he made a whole
that.
fucking new post. He came back from obscurity.
Can you read us the post?
You want me to read the whole entire
Read
post?
the post.
Is it a long one?
It always is a long one.
Brian,
break it down.
Just so
break
happens
it down.
that even though I'm quote unquote toasted, I have the whole quote
toast.
here from a valued source.
Pat's prepared.
Who said you were toasted?
Alan, how do you pronounce it, Brian?
My
I
brother
say
Bonaggio.
Bogino.
I go Bogino because it's easy.
Bogino.
Alan Bogino.
Alan
Bogino. Pat, you're frozen and mute.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, hold on.
You know what it is? It's hot. It's dewy.
Now he's unmuted. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Don't be rude.
Thank you for being a friend.
Hello.
Are you gonna read it?
We're back. And let me just say, as a just a side note. Fuck all y'all. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck. Oh,
So,
yeah.
Alan Bugino.
Bosnia.
Pagino.
Bosnia.
He goes, I want to set the record straight once and for all to anyone saying
love
that
it.
the great Brett Lauderdale is just like the vile Rob Black just because he doesn't pay all of his people is a liar and slanderer. Just because Kevin Gill hasn't been paid by Brett Lauderdale for money owed to him is not the same as Rob owing Lou Nixon money. Lou is a top wrestler, so he deserves the money. Unlike Kevin Gill, who is just commentary. He should be lucky he was even allowed to work around such amazing performers. Some
Dude, I know who this
commentary
is.
don't even get any money, a.k.a.
I know who this is.
PK and
It gets
Necro.
good, Larry.
Who
It
is
gets
it?
good.
They
It's
do
Dilf.
it for the love
It's Dilf.
of wrestling. I'm sure the honorable Brett Lauderdale put the money towards a good use. He does have a wife at home. Parentheses. And I don't want to hear about how he's a pedo like Feinstein either. Just because Brett got his wife knocked up when she was a minor doesn't mean anything. 17 is legal in some states. End parentheses. So to anyone
this is-
trying to make comparisons, you are a lowlife, toxic asshole. I was away for some time trying to compose myself with ICW No Holds Barred not being around. But I just had to speak up about this as I see it's making its rounds again.
What the fuck
I
goes
just
through
had a
people's
great idea.
minds?
Like, to anybody who thinks that we are doing this, that we are DiGiorgio, DiMaggio, Bongino, we are not. But I'll tell you this, the next weird Italian name that pops up saying shit like this, that is me.
That is
bro.
me.
Because I feel like I want to add to the...
We would just say it.
I want to add to this. This guy's a genius. Brian, can you, as the deathmatch moderator, and
Yeah.
could you like shed some light on what the upper echelon, the elite, the deathmatch elite are thinking about this?
We enjoy any and all interactions inside of Deathmatch Elite as long as they're about wrestling and it's not gonna get banned, it's not nudity or any kind of material that will be banned from the internet, then it's completely postable. Your thoughts, your opinions, whatever you think, go ahead and post it.
So answer right now for the screen recorders and the haters out there. I'm going to go around the table, McLaughlin group style. Brian, are you Jimmy DiGiorgio? What's the guy's name?
Alan
What?
Bogino.
Yeah.
If you don't know by
What's
now,
the-
I
what's
don't
the
really
guy's
give
name?
a fuck.
What's the
I
guy's name
tell
again?
you my thoughts. It's
Bosnia.
Alan Bogino.
Alan Bogino.
Bogino. And
Bogino.
if I have something to say, I have no problem using my own name to say it.
Alan Bogino.
So no, it is not I.
It is not you. And you know, we're trying to give you an out to just admit to the deathmatch community that you are Dugino.
Are you Bognia?
Sean, are you Dugino?
No, man. I'm sorry. I don't have enough time to be on my phone
Larry,
like that
it
all
must
day.
be you then.
Yeah, clearly it's me. I know all the deets. I have all
Bognia.
I just want to get on and
All right, well, there you
be
go.
like,
It's definitely
I
not
love
me, and
Bognia.
Larry admitted it more than the rest of us, so it's definitely Larry.
Larry Bogino.
I
Could
love
we
that
make
the
a
person
pact?
is like saying. I love that the person is saying like, making sure that Brett is always referred to as honorable.
The Honorable
Yeah.
Brett.
Yeah, and
17
saying, like,
is legals in many states.
yeah. There is no way that Brett is like Rob Black, which is
No, oh my
obviously saying
God.
that Brett is just like Rob Black.
No, that's crazy. Should we all make Italian alter ego names to start posting our bullshit in Deathmatch Elite?
I would just do mine as Caribbean
I
Larry.
don't like being
Caribbean
portraying
Larry.
myself of someone who I am not.
Brian,
I will
if you
always
had
be
to come up
Brian.
with an Italian name to secretly post in Deathmatch Elite, what would it be on the spot now?
Anthony Stacconi.
Sean,
Marcelo Magoo.
Larry,
Lorenzo Lamatia.
I would go.
La Matia. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
I like that one.
It counts. That counts. That
La
counts.
Matia.
Lamatia.
I'm gonna go. Jimmy Mathewson.
Anthony Stacconi.
Matthewson?
Yeah, Matthews.
Is that Italian?
Son.
What the fuck is that?
Well, I'm like the Irish assassin guy. You know,
yeah.
you don't want to hang out with Jimmy Mathewson.
Mathewson.
Matthewson.
Mathewson's here. Here, he's coming. You get out of here now.
Go talk to Lorenzo Lamatia. You talk to Marcelo Magoo.
Marcelo Magoo.
Yo, did you see that Omaga's cousin's son wrestled John Wayne Murdoch? It was like
That's
a cousin of a
Umaga's
cousin
son.
of a son's cousin.
That's
Oh,
Umaga's
Umaga's
son.
son,
Yo,
dude.
this fucking Oos wrestled John Wayne Murdoch at GCW. Did you see this? This guy's
Yeah,
an Oos.
Yo, talk about ooze. Jake, I saw Jacob debut in the Garden, bro. That was dope.
Oh, Sean, that's right. You did decide to go to completely gorilla at the Garden.
I FaceTime you guys when
You
I got
did,
to the
you fell.
when I got
You bust your ass like Jim Jones. You bust your
You
ass like
embarrassed
Jim
your son. You
Jones.
embarrassed your
You heard-
son, Sean.
Y'all heard JR.
Yeah, you fucked it up,
for
dude.
busting his ass, right?
Walk us through from Sean's perspective how much you embarrassed yourself in front of your much cooler than all of us son.
Okay, so before I start, I just want you guys to know that this is the second time this has happened. The first time it happened was in the Barclays Center, and I fell over rows in the Barclays. I fell over a few rows. So on this particular date, this past Friday, we get to our floor and we have beer, and I'm excited because we have floor seats, right? We're just like bugging out, like we're there,
The
like
first time
we're,
I got
we're
first
right
seats at the
there.
Garden. Yeah.
So
That's why I got this chair.
yeah, so there's there's a step that goes up into the sections.
Yes.
And there's a security guard that sits there. So I'm on FaceTime with you guys, and I'm flipping the camera, and I don't see the step that's there. The next thing I know, I'm like, I fly like a few feet with the beer in my hand, and I'm trying not to fall with the beer. And the liquid from the cup, it met its way to my son's foot, and he was not happy about it.
Oh,
He
it was
was
his
not
foot.
happy.
It was his foot, Sean.
It was his sneaker. He was fine.
That's funny that it was his sneaker because I told you to say at least it wasn't. I didn't get it on your shoes.
Sean, in all defense of Jibby, you taught him to really care about the pristine nature of sneakers. So once you drop,
he was like, really?
Yeah, and you're like younger than me, and Jibby's looking at you like a clumsy ass dad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't care.
And then you posted you starting, and to your credit, you did start the asshole chant all around Madison Square Garden on Friday night. And like, whereas there were strangers around you patting you on the back like Barry Horowitz, saying, "Sean, great job starting the asshole chant." And there was one person in the arena that was looking at you like they wanted to declare their independence from your fatherdom, and that was Jibby.
Jibby, yeah. It was Jibby.
That's what I feel like. That's the normal look that a son gives a father.
No, I feel like we should beat this kid up, dude. I feel like we should beat him up.
I think that Jimmy might beat all four of us up at the same time in a fucking fight, dude.
He might beat all of our asses, dude.
Jimmy could
he's like an
the four of
athlete.
us.
He was like a
Yeah.
fucking athlete and fucking about to be in college.
He's gonna shove his
College
size
athlete.
14 size foot up our asses.
Yeah,
Right.
Jimmy wasn't too happy, but
Larry,
you know,
how do
listen,
you feel about getting Jibby's size 14? Larry, did you watch Forbidden Door from the
He's like,
UBS
what the
Theater?
fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. I watched it.
I feel like you were watching
I watched
it,
the
and
Mercedes
I was preparing.
Monet, Mercedes Money versus
Money.
Steph Vaquer. I watched that.
Stephanie Vaquera.
Yo, my takeaway from that match is how was Mercedes so ready for the facials? Like after she won both belts, like she was so ready for like, okay, the camera's on me. Look like you're crying. Look like you can't believe it. Push your hair out of your face.
Did she do the Shawn Michaels? Did she cry on the belt?
No.
I was like, yo, this is so phony acting around everything else on this show and the way that the guys are like selling and acting. It's so WWE.
So
it's
here's
so
the,
WWE the way she's acting on
Well,
AEW.
you say that, but
And it stands
WWE
out so much.
WWE's been on like another level of being dope, dude.
This is
They've
the
been
fucking
going
best.
back
from
to
when
the,
she was there. From when she
Oh, when
was
Mercedes-
like,
right.
All right,
tutelage
so
of, like,
so let me.
camera presence and shit. It's all, you know.
I want to
Mercedes
pose this
Hogan.
question. I really want to pose this question to the three of y'all. We're gonna go round table like McLaughlin group, right? So I saw that a lot of the blowback was that Mercedes Moné has creative control of her shit, and in her first 2 matches, she's won 2 belts, right? So like that's kind of the narrative, like she's got creative control and she's won both belts. I guess the alternative thought is that Tony Khan is insisting. So our friends who ignored us at Arthur Ashe Stadium, the Jobbers Tier podcast, they posed a very interesting thought that I want to pose to you guys, which is that Hogan, The Rock, Cena, all these fucking guys had creative control and won their matches. They won their shit. But because Mercedes Moné is a young, independent, sexy black woman, the populace is saying that because she won her first 2 matches, creative control won both belts. Won both belts. You feel me? You get it. I'm wasted. You get what I'm saying, right?
I think what you're saying.
So where do all 3 of you lie on this? Sean first. Like,
So-
is Mercedes Moné modern day shitty Hulk Hogan, or is the wrestling community saying that about her because they love whites?
I think it comes down to the plans that were initially put on the table for her when the discussion was made of the possibility of her coming over. She wrestled Willow Nightingale in LA under the New Japan banner. I believe the NJPW Women's Strong title was on the line. I don't really know the name of the belt, but I know that specific title was on the line. She wound up getting injured in that match. Tables turned, and they had to go an entirely different direction, which we saw on AEW Creative, where Willow was pushed on the show as a top woman babyface. She was given the light that Sasha was initially written for. What they did was write a story in between the time frame from when Mercedes got hurt to the time she was going to return. The plan was always to have her have the AEW TBS women's title and the NJPW strong title. That was always the plan. Now, whether it was for her to maintain that title at Forbidden Door, that remains to be the question. But they are now on the route they intended to go with Mercedes. She's a hot commodity. She came from the WWE. She came from the big time. So whatever it is that she does, yes, she's a Hogan.
All right, you're done.
Yes,
You're over.
she's a
Time's
Nash.
up. Larry, what do you
But
think?
it's the truth.
Larry, what do you think?
You opened up the worms, Patrick.
I think that at the end of the day, Sasha Banks is like Snoop Dogg's niece or something. And
He
I think
is.
that that stigma will never leave her aura of having been a young teenage girl welcomed into the backstage and making friends with like all of these stars and kind of being a generational star, but not through actual like a wrestling parent, but like a rapper, a mainstream iconic rapper of our generation is kind of what got her foot in the door. And I'm not trying to say that she didn't work hard to be where she is, but you mentioned a lot of names, Pat, that had creative control. And when you mention those names, brother, no disrespect to Sasha Banks, but hers don't belong. Now, if you said Trish Stratus, okay, that name belongs with like the echelons of creative control. Sasha is making strides. Mercedes is making strides, and she's paving the way for a whole nother generation of women of color to be controlling their careers. But nepotism, brother.
Brian, where
Brian?
do you land on this as a Jew?
Well, as a Jew, I think giving someone creative control in an environment where everybody wants to be creative is like a double-edged sword. It's dangerous. So I think I don't really know, but I think that like you shouldn't give someone creative control unless you have complete trust in them to not just like do things for themselves. And obviously, everyone's going to do things for themselves.
Perhaps it shouldn't be like a free agent bargaining chip. It should be like a long-term contract bargaining chip after the initial contract, perhaps.
Right.
Well,
Is it
and
true?
you know, and I have no doubts that Tony Khan insisted on her path, but the optics is something different. You know, she literally came out on a pod and said she had creative control. In her first 2 matches, she won 2 titles. So either
and when you say things on a pod, is she not in character in some form?
Well, okay. I guess
Pull the
I don't
curtain
really
back
know.
as far as you can without really damaging yourself.
Well, I guess the overall question is she being treated more poorly than somebody like Hulk or The Rock because she is a young, petite, black lady? Sean?
It's different times, man, and I think to compare the two is just not really understanding the dynamic of wrestling today.
What do you
Larry?
treat it differently? She's breaking barriers. She has the control.
Yeah, but
She's
I just
been
feel
breaking
like I feel
barriers
like
for years and years. She did the first ever ladies
But
Hell in a Cell match.
you
did
think
she
about
not?
the presidential debate, right? And it's just the same thing. It's like half the people think that she deserves everything she gets and has is breaking barriers, and then half the people think that she's modern day Hulk Hogan, right? Like aren't the wrestling fans predisposed to think one or the other? You know,
I
just
think
like
Hulk Hogan was dope.
It's like it's what Sean said. First of all, like it's women and men in the industry. So like one has a really long stretch of dominance, while the other was kind of like TNA and struggling to like
She's
be
kind of like
like
the birthing of like women being like really heavily involved in being at the top of the card. Sasha Banks, her and those women that were the four
for the first
horsewomen.
the women's pay-per-view. That's Stephanie. Long
Right,
Island, right,
they
Sean?
had
Wasn't it Nassau
Evolution.
Coliseum, the first ever women's
Evolution,
all
yeah,
women
evolution.
pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been definitely
Yeah, so
breaking
she-
barriers
well,
for a
it's
long
just-
time.
it's just an
She's doing
interesting
great
thing to-
things. I just think that a lot of the hate that she's getting is you don't deserve it yet.
It's
girl.
silly.
You don't deserve it yet. You don't deserve it yet.
Well, and also,
when
much like Blvd Bullies, she is a triggering presence. Like she kind of like much like Jericho. And by the way, Jericho's doing it in like the shittiest way right now. But I think that Sasha Banks has her finger on the pulse, and she pokes and triggers.
Listen, if you're
You
in
think
the
she wants to go to
position,
Hollywood?
if you're in the position to
Oh, I think
create
she
the
wishes,
tide,
dude. Yeah.
She's in she's in like a Star Wars successful
Yeah, the
series,
Mandalorian.
dude.
Mandalorian.
Right.
She's not fucking not doing nothing, dude. She's a powerful lady.
If
Woman.
you're in
Yeah,
the
the Jimmy
position
Lloyd
to
Lloyd.
create the tide that you're on,
The
the best
Jimmy Loitering.
the best thing for you to do if you can control the tides that you're on is be as creative as you are allowed to. And I think that's where she's at in the point of her career. AEW is in the point where they need to figure out where they're messing up and how they can make it better.
You know what?
She was part of a company that is a global phenomenon that no matter what city they're in every week, they're a sellout. What they need is for her to really shine the light upon their women's division. There's an article that I was just reading where Medusa, Alundra Blaze, was over there trying to help the women out, and they all said no, thank you. Not all of them. There were a few of the ladies in the locker room who said no, thank you.
That seems
And
to
I
be
don't think she's
a
gonna
tale
go
at
on
That
AEW.
was
busted open
that was a
radio
story.
and,
That was
and
a
lie
story on
about
Thursday
that.
that we passed up. That I cut from the notes, but yeah, Alundra Bays had like crazy shit to say about how no of these younger women want to like listen to her shit, kind of a la Hangman Page.
CM
you
Punk
know?
and Hangman.
I'm not gonna listen to these old heads, type of shit.
But bro, Electra Blaze is from a totally different generation. Like I understand her knowledge from doing the actual dance, but the politics of her time,
You know what? I
and the
think
political
climates,
correctness
different
of
climates.
the political what?
I
Totally
think
different climates.
fuck AEW. They're focused on what they are, and WWE knows what the people want, and they're going back to a time where the boobies are out, and they're being sexual as fuck, and there's blood, and they're reverting to the old ways, and that's what people want. They don't want what AEW is doing, the more sports centric wrestling. They want Wyatt's doing the Wyatt Six, the six being sickos, doing some fucking paranormal shit, and the boobs are out, and that's where we're at.
Liv Morgan
Brian,
getting topped by
Brian.
Dom.
Right.
Brian, are you
Lives on top.
Are you saying that WWE is Donald Trump and AEW is Joe Byron?
Said Byron.
Well, I hate the both of them. I don't like
Byron.
I don't like either of
Byron.
those people. I would say that the WWE is Coke, and AEW is like Sierra
Crystal meth.
Mist.
That doesn't even exist
Oh,
anymore. Sierra.
Right.
Shit.
Right.
Okay, you're talking about sodas. My bad.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Tony Montana.
I just feel like that if you would think of like wrestling out of Donald Trump's brain, it would be more like what we see on WWE. And if you give like what would be coming out of Joe Biden's brain for wrestling, it would be AEW. Right?
Totally
Well,
wrestling.
when you put it that way, I hate them both.
Well, I just think that the way that WWE is going is awesome. Stephanie, I guess they made an announcement that they're going to be fully uncensored on on Netflix.
She was ringside for SmackDown. I saw her there.
But dude, it's obviously already evident that they're going in a much more edgy direction just by the way. I don't know what it is, but it's dope as fuck. Dude, there was children in the front row chanting sloppy seconds, and I enjoyed it.
Reminded you of you, right?
Exactly. There's
That's
blood.
what it
There's
is.
blood, and there's boobs out, and we're like, that's what we want: blood and tits.
All right, roundtable discussion, real quick, 30 seconds each. Brian, Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley? Kayfabe.
Oh, that's really unfair. I would say Liv Morgan.
Why?
Why? Well, not why. Well, you gotta go into detail. Go to somebody else. I'm a married man.
Sean, Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan?
I'm gonna
And
say
why?
Liv. I'm gonna say Liv because she's been around for a while, and I remember going to like NXT Asbury and seeing her open the show, and she's come a long way, and she's passed a lot of storms, and she's still standing, and now she got the world title. So
Wow, so already 2 votes for Liv. Larry, where do you land? Like, Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley?
100% without any reasonable shadow of a doubt, Rhea Ripley. She was nice to me. She was very nice to me when I met her.
Where'd you meet
She
her?
didn't have to be.
When did you meet her? Tell us the story, dude.
I met her on March 1st, 2020, before the pandemic had even set in. She was at NXT, and Beyond was running an afternoon show before a what was that Gabe thing?
Evolve, and she was a guest.
Evolve. Yeah, Beyond was running a Beyond afternoon show into an Evolve, and Gabe had already started to like step his foot into like WWE creative. So all these NXT people were like had come through to be on this Evolve show up in Massachusetts. Tommaso Ciampa, Rhea Ripley, Keith Lee, some other friends. But yeah, I just remember seeing her and being like, oh, she's really unique looking. And she waved to me and smiled. Also, whatever happened to Alexa Bliss? Because to me,
Well, I'll tell you this.
like Liv Morgan was like kind of like, yeah,
Well-
Liv Morgan was like like, wait, haven't we seen like this kind of like thing? What happened to Alexa Bliss? Is Alexa Bliss done?
She had a kid.
What you guys neglected to do was ask me Rhea Ripley versus Liv
You're
Morgan.
last.
And I'm going to tell you
You're
right now,
last.
it's Rhea Ripley by 1,000% because
Yeah.
not only in this
Yeah.
made-up scenario, but also the way I live my life on a personal level on Tinder or on the DMs is that if you have gone on a date with, slept with, or at any point found attractive Joey Janela, you're done. You're done. It's over. So I knew through my sources, blah, blah, blah. So give me Rhea Ripley all day, every day, because the only poison, you could do OnlyFans.
You guys both used your personal
Yeah.
thoughts on this
Not
topic,
wrestling.
and it wasn't. and both of you, Larry and Patrick, were
Well,
both personal
that's what
experience.
that was the
not
assignment.
the
Not
creative
wrestling.
behind the wrestlers. Just pointing that
Well,
out.
shoot. That I fucked up my own game.
Well, what are we saying? As what? Like,
I thought he was- I
Rhea
thought he
Ripley
was-
as for what? Like,
I guess I'm not really sure.
Just as
Patrick
a
wasn't very
lover and
clear.
a
Patrick-
wife and
the
somebody
more,
to depend
like-
on.
who if we were the
You know, if
booker,
you
who
if
would
you
make
were
the
Dominic
champion?
Mysterio,
Like,
if
who
you
do
were
we
Dominic
bang? Or,
Mysterio,
like, what
who
do
would you choose?
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Patrick wasn't clear. I
feel like
guess
I was pretty clear.
I was thinking it was more of the personal question too. That's why I said to leave me out of it.
It is personal.
So if it's personal, I go with Rhea.
No,
Well,
it's-
just like for
I
Dominic
understand.
Mysterio,
I
it's
understand.
personal.
Well, but Sean went completely professional and just went wrestling and not personal.
What other topics
How about-
are there before I?
How about Kevin Kelly suing AEW?
Ian Riccaboni.
Is that something that's happening?
Yeah. He was released. And basically he said came off of basically something Ian Riccaboni had said.
On Discord.
Yeah. So he's seeking legal counsel and that said matter. So it should be interesting to see how that unfolds and how much of a factor Ian Riccaboni was to this situation. And now, for Larry's favorite part of the show, Brian
It's 8:42.
Ginsberg, take it away.
8:42.
Well, if you're new here, what we do on this show is that we give stuff away, and I show it. I show you the stuff, and then you comment on the YouTube video, not the live chat, but the YouTube video, and then
After
the
it
next
finishes?
right. You could do it. I think you could do it currently. If you want right now, you can go to the YouTube video and say "fuck you" and post it, and it will post to and that will be your entry into the
Nice.
giveaway. And then the next week, Patrick reads all the comments, puts them in a little fucking hat, shakes it up, and then you
Mhm.
win the giveaway, and I ship it to you. So now Pat's gonna do that. He's gonna read the comments.
From last week.
All right, so what do they win if they do last week? You got an ICW fucking sticker and the South Park DVD. DVD.
Vintage.
Bigger, longer, uncut. Yo, I saw the Lizzo episode, bro. I was dying laughing the entire time.
Ozempic.
The Ozempic episode, yeah. Well, no, he's on Lizzo. That shit was so
All right,
funny.
so tell me if I fucked you, but either way, we have 8 comments this week. Chase Orlock, and by the way, Chase Orlock, thank you so much. I saw you in Deathmatch Elite commenting and complimenting the PK Necro Butcher commentary, so shout you out.
Shout out to Chase.
The majority
Shout out.
gave high regards and positive feedback for that.
Yeah, well, that and a
Shenanigans.
bus ticket will get me on the fucking bus, Brian. Good to see everyone at XPW. Another great show. X-Brand was another crazy show that day. North Korean assassin got lit on fire by Shadow WX. We already spoke about that. Chase Orlock, thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the comment. You are getting entered into the randomizer. Next is 666 who says, check out Larry stroking his little black kitty. Meow. Larry, any comments, opinions, concerns?
I have a little black kitty, and I stroke him. I did it earlier. You know, I don't want to use it. I think he's
Axel
sleepy.
Nose says there's only one man for the referee job, and that is Hardcore Hillbilly.
Oh God.
Now listen, Hardcore
Yeah, that's a
Hillbilly.
good call out.
He is.
Hardcore Hillbilly
he is
fucked
in the
his face up,
standings.
dude.
He's in the standings. He's on my top 10 list. And we are in talks with Kit. We're in talks with Tarzan. But really, we're all on hold because I got to find this special guest referee. I did hit up somebody very close and important to me who is currently injured. So I just feel like, for them, it might not be the time. So my 1 of 10 is out. But within the weeks following, I will have a referee presented, and we will lock down a
goddamn
date.
motherfucking Al Moreland. I know that much.
I might. It might be.
It better not be.
I like Al Moreland.
Oh, jeez.
Bren says, and by the way, Bren,
Sorry.
let me just say on behalf of all 4 of us at different parts of this episode, fuck you.
Who are you?
Get a life, get a hobby, go fuck yourself. But Bren says,
I don't
just
even
when
know
I
you
thought
anymore.
the dumb shtick had ended, now it's back. It's nice Rob Black is running the Blvd Bullies now. Watch out, or you'll be missing a thumb if you don't abide by Rob. Bry's cool. Sean Shtick sucks. Pat
Fuck you.
sucks. And Larry sucks. The whole thing sucks. You guys have anything to say, Brent? Brent used to think that Bry sucked. Now he thinks that we all suck except for Bry.
Brad?
What are you putting on your tongue? Stop it. Can I have
What
some?
is that?
Rick Simpson oil. It's for
great.
cancer patients.
It's the guy who discovered the medical properties of cannabis. Rick Simpson. He's the one that was like, yo,
Never gonna
y'all can
give
heal
you
yourself
up.
with this shit.
Never gonna let you down.
It's delicious.
Never run around.
I don't know about all that.
It hurts
I don't know about
you.
delicious. It definitely
Make you
has a
cry.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Say goodbye.
Based it on my meat.
All right, so Brand, you're getting entered into the randomizer, even though you suck. Wesley Easter, here we go again with Sean's shit attitude. So
Yo, what the
annoying.
fuck?
LOL. Just do the damn show. Well, you know what? We're doing the damn show now, and you guys are still commenting that you hate it. So what do you want? What do you want?
You know what? Listen, truce is up, but here's to you fans. You can all kiss my Puerto Rican brown ass.
Who said the truce is up? You can't just decide the truce is up.
You
You can't just say the truce is up.
I
dude.
said just because the truce is up does not mean that
Oh,
I
okay,
can't
okay.
talk to the fans. Brian, take it easy. I wasn't
By the
talking
way,
to you.
Sean, can we
I said to
peel the
those
curtain
not
dirty,
back?
nice. It's not
stinky,
nice.
meth
It's
Yeah,
fucking
Brian
It's
was
not
fans.
nice to be
ready to-
rude to the fans either.
Well,
Sean,
They're
can
all-
we peel the
they're all
curtain back and
meth
say
heads.
that, the vibe was that we were going to come out and you needed to do an
All right,
initial
fuck the
apology.
fans if they're gonna say I
Yeah.
suck.
So pull the curtain
Bren.
back. Sean,
uh-huh.
I knew that you wanted to start off your promo at XPW with an insult. And you confirmed that to me. You said, okay, as soon as I grab the mic, before I apologize to Bri, I'm going to call everyone, like fat or something. and we did talk through that. And I saw that in your eyes. You wanted to say that to the fans before
Well,
you
Pat-
apologized to Bri.
Pat, firstly, I just want to say thank you for noticing that. And secondly,
Oh boy, he's taking the
Oh,
glasses
Jesus
off.
Christ! No.
secondly, the fans have rubbed me the wrong way. They are now the shit stain that's on my shoe that I just have an issue getting off. So until then, they can keep kissing my Puerto Rican ass. But Brian, Brian, we're good. We're good. Okay.
What do you want us to kiss your Puerto Rican ass?
So you
Just
really, yeah, that's what you wanted to, and you have done it here on the show, as much as you possibly can. But
And I will continue.
at least
to
we
do so.
stopped you live. I think for you, and interestingly enough, Brian got booed more than you. You got
Yeah,
cheered
you know
for
what?
beating
I got
Brian.
cheered.
Yeah.
You know
Typical.
what?
It's typical shit.
So either
And I
way,
didn't-
whether it went the way we thought it would be, or whether it flipped the way it seemed to have, it's good you didn't call them fat before.
Well, they're still fat, slob, meth heads. So
Brian,
it's okay.
I'm sorry,
What
Larry.
I'd like to have right now.
Larry, what did you think? You were in the ring during this apology. Did you think that Sean needed to? Do you think it was a good idea for Sean to not start off by calling everybody in the arena fat slobs?
You never want to insult the people because they might have things to throw at you.
You think a person like me cares? You saw the steps. You saw the measures that I went that night. Again, Brian,
Let's
we're okay.
not get into it. I'm in pain, and you're just rubbing it in here.
All right, next
Hey,
comment.
I'm sorry.
Horror,
Sorry.
pain, gore, death. Loved the XPW show. Pat on commentary with Necro. Enhanced the show. Yo, I got to say, there have been a lot of people saying that. The haters are probably very furious in their secret group chats. Many of which
Very
might
upset.
include my potential boss, Rob Black. But, however, the fact remains that me and Necro absolutely crushed it. And Horror, Pain, Death, Gore, Kill confirms it. Enhanced the show, which was easily the most solid event of the weekend. And that's including XBW and H208 effing years.
Well, listen, the show.
And they wish they
opened
were
hot.
as CCW9
Come
effing years.
Our show opened hot and it closed hot, and I think it was transitioned into every match the right way.
And
I think it was carried the right way.
Sean, it's nice of you to say that, but Pain, Gore, Death closes with, I hope this commentary team is permanent for XPW, which, you and everyone else think so, but hey, only you can prevent forest fires. And as far as the bullies for the future, no Sean, only Schlack.
That's okay.
And then the
love
next
Schlack.
comment, Wesley Easter says, replace Sean with Schlack.
You see why I say they can continue kissing my ass?
First they
Because
wanted
they
me
most
gone, now
certainly
they want
can.
you gone, Sean. You see?
This is why, Brian, I try to show you. You
Don't
should
try to
not
show
have
me.
any
Don't try to show
loyalty
me.
to them.
Oh, you
This
want me to
is-
look? Oh, don't start with me.
They're the reason why we got into this.
Yeah.
Okay? We're good, though. We're good.
It's just so
Are we
interesting because when
Yeah.
Bry would have been cheered at the event, most of the fans online were mad at him. But now that actually Bry was booed at the event and Sean was cheered. And Larry, you could collaborate this with me. You were in the ring at the time.
Yeah.
Now
they when I said Brian's name, they were mad. They didn't like him.
And when he got hit, they loved it. So whereas before the live crowd loved Brian and Sean was getting the hate online, now it seems as if the live crowd hates Brian, yet Sean is getting the hate online.
You know, it's funny that you say that, but
did I fuck it up? You get what I'm saying.
We fucking did what we did in the ring, and then all of a sudden you see Kings Road in a wrestling ring swinging a tube like a child.
Oh my God!
Doing a spot. And who do you think inspired that?
Dude, do you want to talk? Can I talk about this, Sean? Sean and Larry, do you want to say something before I get crazy again and have Bren criticize me?
No, you go right ahead.
Yo, because I'll tell you this. When we were talking about what we were going to do in the ring at XPW, which, by the way, was forced upon us after we decided that we didn't have enough juice, right? But it was like, nah, you guys do. You guys are dope. Here are these responsibilities. Here are these things. And what do? Sean, Brian, Larry, there were a lot of ideas that were like, oh, in this moment we'll do this. In this moment we'll do this. And it was like, well, no, you shouldn't do that because there are 1,000 ways that you can look like Kings Road by attempting that. So let's keep it close to the vest. Let's keep the details on point, right? And what happened? Brian, you said it. This guy Kings Road, oh, book this, blah, 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 sponsored ad. Yo, he's everything that isn't deathmatch. He's everything that isn't counterculture. He's the Chris Van Vliet of deathmatch wrestling. And what did he do, Bry? What did he do, Sean? Bry, walk me through what the ad is. You know what I'm talking about.
It's isn't it for them to have to run a show?
Rent a show in a backyard.
Rent a ring. It's to rent the ring.
And what did he do? He did a swing. He did a tube bundle swing with the trained wrestler, quote unquote, ducking it, right?
All right.
And what did it look like?
What did it look like?
It looked like exactly what you didn't want to happen.
Right.
To
it
us.
was everything that we talked about 20 times in the van and 20 times at the show. So, yo, if you are a photographer who is like very, very talented, if you're a fucking social media guru who followed the Blvd Bullies blueprint, who's very, very talented, don't even talk about us. Because we're just on another planet. Brian, Sean, Larry, am I bugging?
No, but we didn't finish the giveaway. Did you pick a winner for the giveaway?
I'm going to randomize
Back to
it
the
right now.
Newport box.
And then we're going to give away these new fancy items that
You
I
know
have
what?
right in front.
Yo,
Pick the
shout
winner.
out Horror, shout out Wesley, shout out Brent, shout out Axel, shout out 666-6666, shout out Chase Orlac.
Shout out
you know
Carmel.
What? This week's giveaway goes to the most desperate man in all of deathmatch wrestling. This one goes to Kings Road. Send our shit to him this week, Brian. Let him be a winner for once.
He didn't comment on our video.
Send it to Slava then.
He
These
didn't
are two
comment on it
guys
either.
who, in my opinion, are down bad and need a dub. So send the giveaway to one of those two guys.
Should we type up an email?
Nope.
Should we send them I need their address.
All right,
They're not
fuck it.
gonna
I'll
give you the
randomize it.
address.
Fuck it. I was trying to be dramatic.
I think you send them anthrax.
6666666 wins the giveaway this week. I randomized it.
All right, you win the South Park and the sticker. So now, if you comment on the video this week, you get an Eddie only trading card. And because of Caribbean Larry's appearance at XPW, you get the Caribbean Larry trading card.
Wow.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
Wowza.
Wow.
Holy shit! Is it signed?
No, this is I have a signed one. Now you don't get that. That's not a giveaway. unsigned, just nice cards. Comment on the video.
That's good company, me and Eddie Only. I miss Eddie Only. He was awesome.
Yo, how about this? I'm going to do another Bullies exclusive right now because, you know, you guys feel me. I'm completely unhinged. How about this, Larry? The fans are clamoring to have Sean on Thursdays.
Oh, wow.
I've gotten comments from the first minute of this show to right now that they want Sean to join us on Thursday. So, Larry, with your permission, can we give Sean a trial run this Thursday on Here Comes the Lame?
How could I ever deny a Sagittarius born on the same day as I?
Can I make a graphic of 3 hooved horsemen archers?
It just seems like you guys are trying to make a new show without Brian.
No, Brian, no.
That's what it seems like to me.
Hey, I have a question.
Brian, no.
Being that
Brian, no.
I have a question.
Just one guest spot.
Real quick. I want to know if this show can possibly be run on a Friday, because this Thursday is the 4th, and I'm going to be with family.
So you're already asking them to change the show for you, Sean?
Brian.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? You're right, Sean. You're fired, dude. You're done. You're out. You're out. It's only me and Larry.
Country.
No, you're done. You're done. You're fired. You're fucking fired.
You see what happens?
I'm sorry I even asked. How dare the chat? You guys are so dumb. This is a dumb idea. That was stupid. This is a stupid idea. This guy already asking off. First show.
I have plans.
Larry, are you around on Thursday?
He's celebrating with family too.
I'll be here. Yeah. Look, Pat, you gotta play us out. I'm dying over here. You gotta play
He's
us out.
feeling woozy, man.
We were on time today. You gotta, you know.
By the way, if you want to donate to this channel, if you want to donate to this show, the next purchase that will come of any YouTube money will be a 45-foot lightning charger for one.
I mean, I'm still alive right now.
Larry the Legend.
I'm alive now.
Damn it,
but
Sean.
I'm fading. I'm 6.6%.
All right.
Yo.
Final words?
Final words. Sean, go ahead.
Listen, I will absolutely join you, but guys,
Too late.
just not
Too late.
this Thursday. I'm sorry. I love you. America.
Okay. I'll be around.
America. Brian, you're looking quite disturbed and quite injured. Do you have any final thoughts? Brian, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, beat Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC.
Good for you, Bri.
Recently. So let's clap it up for Bri. That's not an easy task.
Wasn't easy.
Final thoughts, Brian.
My final words here is that people can say and think what they want of me, but I don't care. You can attack me. You can try to keep a Jew down, but I will keep getting back up and being who I am with the Blvd Bullies. Every Tuesday, live, 7 p.m. on YouTube.
Word.
And Larry, do you have any final thoughts to bring us home before I close us out?
I owe you an apology, Brian. Because a few weeks ago on this very show, I said that ever since my association, in particular with you, I don't get too many offers to do the Pride shows. You know, a few years ago, I got all these Pride shows left and right in the month of June. And we're in the month of July. Your last name. And I'm proud to say that before we closed out last month, I got 2 back-to-back weekends of Pride where I got to do.
Hey, look at those balloons.
You know. Yeah. You know, I did it. Did I do it?
Oh, yeah, dude, let's go, dude.
Did I do it?
Bro, how you had the balloons?
How do you have this magic?
What the hell was that?
Give a thumbs up. Can you give a thumbs up?
You just gotta believe in Larry. And that's what I'm saying. I did the Pride, you know, shows. And that's a nice feather in my cap for what I represent, my legacy. So, Brian, I owe you an apology. Because They might not be buying my merch like they once were when I was under the Danny DeMonto umbrella. But you know what? I still get shown mad love by mad different organizations that do all types of shows at all types of venues all over the nation. You know, so I just want to say I owe you an apology because I still got them Pride shows all across my calendar.
Well, that I'm gonna tell you right now, that made getting beaten up worth it. A true apology.
Hey,
from a
I'll do
true
it
friend.
anytime.
Just saying.
Yo, and
Yeah,
I'm just saying
well,
that.
I was mean to
Yeah, and
ya.
also maybe you need a new design with a little Boulevard Bullies on the back of it.
Yo, John
I don't know,
Richter's
I don't think
birthday,
people
July
wanna- I don't
5th.
think
Happy
people really
birthday,
are
John
proud.
Richter.
I don't think people are really proud to
I'd
wear
buy-
me.
Oh,
Like
I'd
they
wear
used
you.
to be
I wear
proud to wear me.
you.
You know,
I
they're
still
proud
wear.
to wear me.
I still wear you.
I know you do.
Were you proud?
I wear
Yeah.
you proudly as well, Larry.
I know. Well, y'all are bullies. Y'all are bullies.
Hey,
Yo,
I'll
yeah,
tell
no,
you
Out
this.
there
Miss-
I'll tell
walking
you
our
this.
path,
You're blue too.
okay?
Listen, I'm just saying, like, I'm so happy to be a part of this show with you guys. I'm so happy and proud of what we did at XPW. I'm so happy and proud to have given a platform to people who have since turned around and gotten mad at us. And we just chill. We don't post continuously and ridiculously on the message boards, fighting back and forth, quarreling back and forth. You get 2 hours right here every week to hear us tell you how stupid you are. And screen record it and share it with your friends. But you're never going to see us posting no 3 paragraphs. 4 paragraphs.
Okay, Pat, let us out.
5, 6 paragraphs.
Pat,
To
don't
argue
make it a
about
bit,
something.
play us out.
That, yo, the Boulevard Bullies ain't even thinking about. And I'll tell you this. Hey, surprise, guys. We sold not 1, but 2 Stone Cold Steve Austin all over print Blood is a Stone t-shirts today. Just out of nowhere. Which I didn't even remember were on sale for $30. So go get those right now. And hey, even if you have a secret mailing list, even if you are taking every single piece of security against the fake thing that I joked about 6 months ago for me to not
Larry?
call the cops, I will find out what you're doing on July 4th, and I will call the
Oh
cops.
my God, bro.
Larry,
And
whenever
until
you tell
then-
him to go quick, he goes
Pat,
longer.
Until
Get us outta
next
here,
time,
Pat. Get us out of here.
we're out of time. Die slow. And Larry, you better not fucking be there on the 4th. I'll fucking kill you, dude. Bye-bye. Yo, how dare you? Fuck y'all for stifling my flow at the end.
You were going in on task.
I was going in on everything. It wasn't specific.
Are we off?
No, what you
Everybody,
said
happy
July
day.
4th. What you said July 4th.
I was just saying
like,
about. I was talking about the hot dog eating contest, dude.
Boulevard.